in grand style.
He went out there and played well, Pat. The one thing is Ballesteros hit a driver off the first hole, and J.C. hit a 2-iron, and the driver got Ballesteros in trouble.
So he's the champion. Now let's go back to basketball.
So a big win today for J.C. Snead. Now it's my pleasure to welcome two gentlemen who rank amongst the greatest ever to play in the NBA. When you sit down and say who are your top two guards, well, how about this gentleman, the Big O, Oscar Robertson with the Royals. You know what he averaged scoring in his first 8 years? 30 points, and he also directed one of the great floor games in the history. It was his game until he decided to give the ball up. Who would you like alongside him in that backcourt? Well, how about this man, Jerry West? Mr. Clutch came to the Lakers, and there has never been anybody who could score in the last couple of minutes with the pressure on any better than Jerry West. There he is, hitting that dramatic shot against the New York Knicks in a championship. We welcome Oscar and Jerry West. Oscar, tell me, what was the best part of Jerry West's game? What did you like about Jerry as a guard?
You know, I think Jerry was a smart player, and he took advantage of the defense because he had a great shot, and, you know, and the things about it, he knew how to play with his teammates.
Jerry, how about Oscar? What was the best part of his game?
Well, Brent, I've said it many times. There's never been a finer basketball player who ever played, and that includes today. I've always said it's impossible to compare people from different eras, but I don't think this young man here would embarrass himself against anyone.
Well, I don't hope not. Neither would you, Jerry. You know.
Oscar, as I said before...
We love each other.
Fierce competitors when you played. Jerry, let's start with the state of the game with you. Is there any rules you would change in the NBA? What about the health? You're now, of course, the general manager here in L.A.
Well, Brent, I think the game is really very healthy. If I would see anything I'd like to change, but this would have been a long time ago, I'd like to see him have a couple more feet into the basket to play with, just under the basket. Everyone's talking about making the court wider or longer. If you would just take the present court, give him a couple more feet under the basket, you'd have to divide a new basket support. I think that would clean up the play and the pivot tremendously.
Oscar, how about you?
I think it's a good game. I think there's a lot of things that go on. I think basketball is very healthy right now, Brent. Maybe that would help moving the court further out underneath the basket. But I think to let the game go, the players are just adjusting to the game of basketball today.
Oscar, what about free agency? What would you have been worth if you'd have had free agency? What's your feeling about that?
I think I call home and ask my wife that question. She knows more about that than I do. I don't know. You can't really say. I played when I did. I'm happy about it. But I think I would be worth a lot more money than I was worth when I played.
Jerry, you have to view free agency from a different perspective now. As a general manager, we got Ralph Sampson, a lot of talk about David Robertson. Where do the Lakers stand regarding those two fine players?
Well, first of all, Brent, we really have not been as actively involved in the free agent market as everyone had thought. We couldn't sign a free agent because we're over the salary cap. But I think it's great. And again, there's an awful lot of players who I think have put this basketball game in perspective where we have so many fans and so popular today. And those players certainly weren't compensated for what they were. The players today, in many cases, make more than they're worth, and in some cases, not enough.
All right, we're going to come back. We want to talk about this game, the perspective of Game 6 from Jerry West and Oscar Robertson. We'll have that right after these messages from your local station.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Today, the Prudential can show you a new world of financial opportunities. Look to the Rock. For mutual funds, stocks and bonds. Feel its strength in CDs, insurance and mortgages. With the right choices, the right guidance, the sky's the limit. The Prudential. Your rock in financial services.
This is CBS.
Channel 7, Stephanie Williams.
The most valuable thing a news organization can possess isn't a camera or a satellite dish. It's the trust viewers place in you when they look to you for an honest and accurate account of the day's events. Trust isn't something you can buy. It can only be earned. And at Channel 7, we take your trust very seriously. And day in and day out, we do our best to keep it.
Channel 7 News. Count on us.
The countdown is on. JRE Music is moving very soon. Nothing will be held back. We must reduce inventory at near wholesale prices now. Look at these prices on items from throughout the store. Liquidation savings of 40 to 80% and more. Hurry for the best selection. Don't miss out. Come to JRE Music, where everything in the store is a bargain. Even store furniture is for sale. While it lasts, JRE Music, 2438 West Anderson Lane, across from North Cross Mall.
Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, CCR, Moody Blues, Rolling Stones, Steppenwolf, Bob Dylan, The Doors, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Jethro Tull, Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Lynyrd Skynyrd, The Who, Steely Dan, The Eagles, Eric Clapton, The Kinks, Bob Seger, yes, Boss Journey, Genesis, Elvis Costello, ZZ Top, Dire Straits, Pretender, Robert Plant, The Cars, The Police, Tom Petty, Steve Winwood, The Fabulous John Cougar Mellencamp, Talking Heads, Bruce Springsteen, Peter Gabriel. KLBJ FM. There's only one rock and roll connection. Listen to FM 94.
Join the Channel 7 News Weekend Report.
It's one of the great rivalries in all of sport. And they are matched again for a championship, the Celtics and the Lakers. The crowd's somewhat quiet here, Jerry West. 56-51. I think the Celtics have surprised them. There was an opening burst in this game by your team, and then the Celtics held it off and came back. What's your perspective, Jerry, on what happened?
Well, Brent, I really thought the way Boston played, we may be lucky to be as close as we are, but frankly, I like our position. I think we're going to win this game the second half.
Why would you say that, other than just being optimistic about your franchise? What do you see that encourages you?
Well, you know, I see us have a lot of energy, and defensively, I think we can do a little bit better job than we have. But Boston has shot the ball tremendously well, but I think they've searched out the loose man maybe better than we have. Maybe we were a little bit too high for this game, but I think we're going to play a great second half.
Oscar, what do you think about this game?
Well, I think Parrish is playing an exceptionally very fine basketball game. Not only playing when they half-court game, but he's getting on the court on the break. And Larry Bird, even though he's not scoring, is making the right passes.
You know, Oscar, I have said that Eastern Conference basketball is tougher, more physical, and once they got into a bump-and-grind war that the Lakers haven't been all year, it was going to be tough. How do you see that? Is there a difference between East and West Coast basketball?
There may be, but I think it's a different type of basketball, as you say. You know, the Lakers run, all the West Coast teams seem to run up and down the court so very fast. On the East Coast, they seem to set up a lot more. Maybe because they can't run as fast.
Jerry, is there anything to that observation that you didn't play as tough a teams as the Celtics beat to get into the final?
Well, we'll see when this playoff's over, Brent, but I really like to think that basketball has every year something different in each conference. And a lot of it depends on where you draft. Boston, of course, has assembled a wonderful team. They've been really good, and I think people say this team is beat up. I tell you what, I think they're healthy now, and they're playing their best basketball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think they're healthy, too.
That's right.
Jerry and Oscar, I want to thank you both for being with us here this afternoon. Two of the all-time greats in the history of the great game of basketball, Jerry West and Oscar Robertson. Coming up now, it's the second half, Game 6 of the finals.
Plus has a lubricating comfort strip to give you a smooth touch, an easy touch that's more comfortable than ever.
A touch this easy makes me understand. When it comes to love, I want a slow hand.
The new Chic Plus for the easy touch.
Oh! Just like that, this AC copper core spark plug can fire 30 times. That's the firepower today's high-revving car engines need. What about your plugs? If they can't fire for up to 30,000 miles, oh, maybe you're missing out on peak performance.
Now, get up to $7 back on AC filters and plugs. See your retailer for details.
Wait for trouble, and you've got it.
We'll announce the final cuts after tomorrow's practice. I can't sleep and not laying, I think. You gotta start heading from out there, Harris. Oh, I need a drink of cool, cool rain.
The way to stay cool is clear.
7 Up, feels so good, coming down. Rain on me. 7 Up, yeah.
America's game. It's fantastic. CBS Sports coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals is sponsored by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer. Renault and Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. And by Schick, maker of the Schick disposable razor and the new Schick Plus for the easy touch.
The Celtics lead the Lakers 56-51, and just a few moments ago, Pat O'Brien had a chance to get the thoughts of Lakers head coach Pat Riley.
Anything surprise you in the first half, Pat?
Well, not really. I just think we have to be a little more patient with our offense and take better shots. I think we're excited, and it's almost a blessing to be down just 5. So we got to be a little more patient in the second half.
Concerned about Kareem's minutes?
Not really. There's no time now. You know, he's had a good pace all year long, and I think, you know, the last game of the year, the last 2 games of the year, he's ready to roll.
Thank you. Good luck second half. Back to Dick.
Thank you very much, Pat. Tommy, once again, it looks like this game could have been played at Boston Garden the way the Celtics have maintained the tempo and have things in their favor right now.
They have slowed the Lakers down. They've taken the run out of the game. But what I'm looking at here is the Celtics, in doing it, spent an awful lot of minutes. Their key big guys, particularly Bird and McHale. And the other thing for the Lakers, I kind of disagree with Pat Riley. I think that was an awful lot of minutes, plus the burden of carrying the offense by Kareem in the first half. I don't know whether he's going to be able to produce like he normally does in the fourth quarter for the Lakers.
Especially with 3 personal fouls if he does get in foul trouble. By the way, let's take a look at the shooting statistics. And the Lakers, who are under 50% in all 3 games in Boston, are under, again, the 50% mark. This could be the key right now to the game. 9-point differential in free throws between the clubs and a 5-point Celtic lead. And, again, the fast break points.